the time chasing. Oh, why did that happen to me? Oh, you never know just how life is gonna go. So you jump in your boat, row, 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 jump in your boat, row, row, row. Here we go. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Oh, you gotta aim high. Go for your pie in the sky. Go ahead and trust yourself. Everything could right itself. Never know just how life is gonna go. So you jump in your boat, row, row, row. Jump in your boat, row, row, row. All together now. Here we go. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Yeehaw. Thank you all for joining me on the opening number. That is so fun. Reminds me of the days when we used to go down to the Manche Gourmet and invite people up to sing "Carry My Rain" in a bushel basket. And so, let's see, are we all good? Let's see. Oh, I see. Yes, I have a lovely helper, and she's reminded me to set this up here. Today is the Laura Shepherd Show number 148, but it's also the 23rd of June, 2024. And this would have been my mother's 100th birthday, funnily enough. And I hadn't even really zeroed in on that fact because I'm not really good with dates, and I could hardly remember it when she was alive. My father used to call and remind me that her birthday was coming up, and then I would call my brother and remind him. But anyway, so some of her friends got together. So this would have been my mother's 100th birthday. And so at this point, that's why we have the birthday flags. And this is a piece of art that my mother did in Paris in the 50s before I was born. So I have this out here. But right this minute, can I ask you ladies to come up here? I have Nena's last three friends. Nena's friends, please join us up here on the stage. All right. You can sit in. If you'd like to come around this way, we can let you come around this way. We'll let you in here. And I will do a little dance while this happens because it is my wont to entertain the public at the time. Oh, very good, very good. Okay, now I'm going to put this right here on you, and I'm going to put this right here on you. And shall we start by talking a minute, and then we'll sing, and then shall we? You all met, or should we sing happy birthday first?
Oh, sure. Happy birthday.
Okay, so our goal right now is to sing us a happy birthday to my mother, Nena. Now, we have another Nena in the audience,
Nena.
But my mother spelled her name N-E-N-A. So this is, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nena. Happy birthday to you. And we hope that she's up in heaven with any of your mothers or fathers or friends or family that have passed on. So just out of, how did you meet Nena Shepherd?
I met Nena at Aspect.
Aspect. Okay, that was the Association of Senior Professionals, and that's what brought my parents to this part of Florida, was to join Eckerd College Aspect, and they gave each other lectures, and they had such a lovely time in Aspect, and so that's where
That's where I met
MacNary, Jeanne. And Jeannie Houlton, how did you meet Nena Shepherd?
I met her at Sarasota Ikebana International, the Sarasota chapter, and we both lived on this side of the bridge. And we met each other, and she said, "Where do you live?" And I told her, and we live across the street from each other. but we didn't know.
Yeah, and that's Ikebana, which is
Japanese flowering.
yeah, very, and you know, yeah. So that's how you met.
Yeah, and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah. And you, when I first met you, you and my mom were going around to the city dump and hauling big root things. Now, Julie McNary, how did you get involved with Nena Shepherd?
She got me hauling stuff from the dump. All these guys would come in with all their landscape waste, and these two old ladies would be sitting there, and then we'd pick through their waste to get greenery for Ikebana. But I was in Aspect, but also Nena Shepherd was in the same building I was in the same condo building. And while I was at Aspect, I discovered Ikebana and I started studying it. And Nena would come down and coach me. So she was my mentor.
There we go. And so I'm hoping one day that maybe I can get some of you ladies to come back and do an Ikebana demonstration one day, now that you've got all this free time. Yeah. You know, when you've been caretaking somebody for a long time, and then all of a sudden you have a lot of free time, you've got to fill it. So I recommend being on the Laura Shepherd Show. We'll talk about it.
I also saw Nena one time. I went to the dump and I didn't know Nena was going to be there, and we ran into each other at the dump of all places.
I know, and my mother was kind of hoity-toity. You know, she was a bit hoity-toity.
So we all lived in condos. We had no place to plant any plants.
Yeah.
So that's why we went to the dump.
And you all were considerably.
I never went to the dump.
You never went to the dump.
No.
No, because you weren't an
We
Ikebana
went
person.
out to lunch and dinner and visited and talked a lot.
Yes.
And that's how I know.
Well, I don't want to bring up age, but you all were. My mother's been dead, what, 10 years now, 8 or 10 years. Anyways, and you all were younger than my mom. You were her young, sporty friends.
Right.
So it's nice to see you all still sporting around.
And the reason we're four of us have become close is that in the end years of her life, we were the only ones there. So we run into each other.
Yes.
Sometimes one's leaving and one's coming.
Yeah, there's. I find that when you get older, you get fewer visitors. So I recommend finding some young friends. And I used to have a lovely client / friend who she always kept a little bowl of chocolates at her house, and because she knows that chocolate's a little bit addictive, and so it was always like, let's wander down and see Vera and have a chocolate. I might have gone to see her, but I might. She always insisted that there was chocolate in that bowl to bribe us to come by. Okay. All right. Well, that's wonderful. Can I switch places with you two ladies, and then Julie, you and I are I'm gonna take this off your neck right here. Thank you all so much for standing in my mother's name. And blessings on your here. We'll put Nena right here. Her little artwork. Woo! Can you hand me that box of Kleenex? I got the box of Kleenex out, but I didn't put it up here. If anybody else needs a Kleenex for any reason, you know how blowing your nose has gotten to be such a taboo thing to do, because of COVID. Here I am. All right. No, it's good to cry, and there's now Julie McNary.
Yeah, my husband passed away in January, and he is buried at Heartwood Preserve.
Heartwood Preserve.
Heartwood Preserve, which is it's called a conservation cemetery. And what it is, it's a huge natural preserve, and part of it is set aside for remains. And it's all natural. I mean, if you have a full body burial, they wrap you in a pine blanket.
A pine blanket. Who's making these pine blankets?
They do.
They make them there.
They make them there.
I want to be a pine blanket maker. And, I mean, that sounds so interesting to me.
does.
Okay, that's not the topic, Laura. Get back on topic.
And it is this wonderful, natural, peaceful place. And if you're buried there, you have your spot, and you just bury nothing artificial, just your ashes and the dirt. My husband was cremated. And then they put a little plaque about this big on top of it, which is level with the ground. So if you're looking at the woods, you don't notice that it's a cemetery. You're not little sticks things. And actually, what was wonderful about his burial was there were a lot of family were there. At least 10 members of the family were there for the burial, and we all were able to. You can't do anything that isn't natural, but we all picked up either a pine cone or a seashell, so everybody had a chance to put a shell or a pine cone around his mound, his burial site, and it was so peaceful and so natural. And I encourage you, if you're even thinking about it, to go up to Heartwood Preserve. It's in Newport Richey, and Newport Richey's being developed but you turn into Heartwood Preserve, and it's quiet, and it's peaceful, and it's just lovely. It's all native, and I'm so glad we discovered it.
And so,
we did.
okay, so you discovered it with your husband while he was living. You all were not afraid to talk to each other about when you were going to die and how you were going to die and where you wanted to be buried. Death is frightening.
It is frightening, but I don't know. I live at Suncoast, which is a retirement community, and except for some reason, because we're all there and we know we're all going to be there till we die, there's more permission to talk about death.
Okay.
And so a friend of ours recommended prepaying the funeral service.
Prepaying the funeral service.
And prepaying the cremation Heartwood.
Mm-hmm.
So that when death happened, which is always a crisis, that wasn't part of the crisis. It was that part of it was very smooth.
Right, so while you're under the stress, this thing is sort of hitting you in the head. I hope it doesn't bother you. You are being caressed by the
Anyway.
Yes, well, that's the thing about death and dying. It's so frightening. And speaking of frightening, I just want to show you this little thing. Are you scared of bees?
Not at all.
Okay, I'm scared of bees. And I mean, not really, but this morning I woke up and I found this little guy, and literally, I'm afraid to touch it, and it's dead. But anyways, look how beautiful this is.
He's big.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Here, see if you can.
I think it's a bad thing.
Well,
It's a bad
I
thing to
think it's a
find
very bad thing.
but it's dead. It's not. Why am I scared of it? Like I had to work on it. Bring me up.
Yeah, but
bring
if
it
there's
over there
one,
and
there's
show 'em.
more.
That thing was really
We have.
Thank you. It's always good to have a director.
Somebody is putting closer.
Come on.
Oh, closer.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
All right,
There you
all right.
go.
Downstage.
Perfect. And now over here. And now over here, Jerry.
All right.
Up here. Up, up,
Yes.
down, 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 down.
But I
Stop.
had to show it.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, there
Certainly.
you go. You may keep that. It's your friend now. It's clearly Jerry's friend now. Or you can pass it around or whatever.
Take
It's
one
the
down.
most.
It's huge.
It is huge. And what's interesting is you get terrified of something that's like deader than the doornail. Can't possibly sting me. And he's so beautiful, but I was terrified of it.
There's a wasp.
Yeah, I think it's a bad
I
one.
did. Well, that was, I know. I'm proud of myself. I got here. All right, let's call the room to order. She said like call the room to order.
Yes.
Am I done?
No, you're not done. No, you're not done. You're not done yet. Okay, into life papers. Okay, so one of the things, when my parents both died, they were members of this aspect, which was also a community of people that were getting later in life. and they would, no chatting in the audience. So somebody, I guess it was Paula Resnick. Is she
Paula
still
Resnick,
living?
she's still living.
Still living. Thank you, Paula Resnick. She put this document together, or I don't know, she put it together or compiled it,
She put it together.
and it's called "Are You Prepared?" And my parents had filled this out before they died, and it was such a help. And I can remember sitting in a room with my father, and he says, "Now, Laura, when I die, these are the," and I'm like, "Huh?" He said, "When I die." He didn't say, "If I die." You know, and it was such a relief. You know, he's like, "When I die, they will, there are certain questions that you get asked and things that you need to know." So, you know, insurance documents, the arrangements, what you've done, who has the code to your computer and your phone, necessary information for the death certificate. Look, at that time, I could not remember the date of the death of my father's mother. You know, you have to, they want to know when your father's mother, you know, what's his social security number. Then you have to call Social Security, you know, brokerage, you know. So anyways, this is a fabulous document, and we sat down as a family and worked through this. And I can tell you, just like you were saying, that having the funeral, decided where you're going to bury them, what they cost, paid for it already, having all that stuff thought about when you're not completely stressed out is such a gift that you can give to your friends and family. I know that my mother, she was raised, my father was an orphan, and my mother was raised in West Jefferson, North Carolina, Nena. And so somewhere along the way, she bought, after she married, she bought 4 burial plots where her parents were buried in the cemetery in West Jefferson. And then one day, we get a call from our uncle because somebody has been buried across the foot. They had buried somebody in the wrong spot. So then there was all this exhuming that had to be done. And luckily my cousin, you know, noticed, my uncle, and so we got those bodies where they were supposed to be, because they did in fact have plots, but whoever was doing the digging that day didn't know. Don't worry though, it's all safe there. And so I have a funeral plot, so I can go be buried there if I want. And my brother does too, but I don't know if that's where he's going to go. But that's my funeral plot story. What other? Are there other good choices for people that want to be buried if they don't want to be? Are these sorts of places available everywhere?
No, there's 2 in Florida. There's one in Gainesville, and there's this one. And I think it's a new way of thinking about burial, because there aren't very many. When I was in Falmouth at the Unitarian Church, I created a memorial woodland so you could bury cremated remains.
Mm-hmm.
But it was with the same principles that Heartwood Preserve has, all natural. You know, we would put the ashes and then plant a native plant over it. There, and there's a plaque outside this.
Right, instead of a plaque on every spot.
And there's nothing with words in the woodland.
And how hard is that to arrange? I mean, like, I can't just bury my papa in the backyard, can I?
Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, well, as long as he's cremated, or
But my
wrapped in a pine.
My father-in-law and mother-in-law were both cremated, and they were buried in the backyard. Since then, the property's been sold, and it's been sold again. I don't even know if they know that they're
What state was that in?
Massachusetts.
That's in Massachusetts. Maybe it's probably a little bit state by state. I don't know.
In Massachusetts, you can bury them anywhere.
The whole body, or do they have
No,
cremated?
cremated.
Only cremated. Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. Look, I'm gonna and thank you. There's some flowers here. My mother was the Ikebana thing. It was called what? Friendship Through Flowers. Wasn't that one of their? And it actually really did work.
Those are for Nena.
Those are for Nena. I want to send you home. This is a little loquat tree and a little coleus, and I want to send you home with some a nice mango or 2 or 3. How about? Would you care for? Have you ever had a
Give me one.
passion fruit?
I've never had
Okay,
one.
so you're going to cut it in half. Let's see. May I hand this to you to put on her chair?
You need a knife?
And I do need a knife.
Just put them in the pocket.
Yeah, put those in the in the water, and we'll just thank you. See, be prepared, Miss Riley.
Girl
Thank you
Scout.
so much. This is how you treat one of these, or this is how I treat them. Watch out, it's already dripping on me. And then, like, just suck that out if you want right now, or we can.
Seeds or
Yeah, the whole thing, whole business. Put it in your mouth.
Good. I love one.
Mm. And then, if you put them in a blender with your smoothie, the seeds get kind of cracked and beat up, and I think then they're probably better for you. You know, I think there's a little bit of a. Some people chew the seeds up. I just swallow them. But okay, so we're gonna put that there.
I love one.
We're gonna send you home with 3 of these. And how about a papaya? Would you eat a papaya? Yes? Okay. Let me hand this to you. You're gonna. You mind that it looks funky? Okay. See how funky that looks?
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just cut it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are my gifts to you. And this. And I'm gonna take this off of you.
Yes, please.
And I honor your time and the memory of my mother and the fact that you were willing to get up and speak and all the good work you do in your whole life. You're a lovely person to know.
In memory of Nena, I still keep a Nicky Bond arrangement in the lobby of our Suncoast.
Yeah, and ikebana, that's that Japanese flower arranging, very stylized, not like big bunches of flowers. It's usually 2 or 3 blooms and.
One,
Yes,
3 or 5.
we'll have a get yourself subscribed on YouTube, and you will see ikebana lessons come in. There's yes, and I know that Julie has to slip off, so we don't mind that. Don't even yes, okay, well, now that we're all here and we've looked at our fruits, there's another fruit that's interesting. Look, it's like, oh, see these? It's the red balls, but they're not the same at all, right? You know what this one is?
Pomegranate?
No. This is pomegranate and persimmon were guessed. This is a cactus fruit.
Prickly pear.
It's not a prickly pear. It's this tall one out there. But there's like dragon fruits and cactus fruits are all different. Now, if I pass this around with a knife, and does anybody want to? Will you hold this up so the camera can see it real closely? And then we'll pass these around with a knife, and people want to scoop out a little bit. I'm not sure whether that one tastes good or not. They don't really taste like much, but I hold them up in front of the camera there for us.
Okay.
There we go.
Close.
Is that like a Peruvian apple cactus?
It is the cactus from. It is the cactus that is standing behind here in the alley,
Pass it
and it's
around, take one down,
about
pass it
this
around.
wide and very tall,
Yeah.
and it blooms with these white flowers. And yeah, so I don't know. Is it any good? It's just kind of like tastes like nothing.
That's good.
Does that have a little bit of sweetness to it? There you go. So that's what's happened. There's something that's happening around here. There's been some talk online about Gulfport songs. You know, songs that actually mention Gulfport in them, and so that brought to mind this song, which was written in honor of the Gulfport Food Forest. I'm a big fan of the food forest. I think it's fabulous to have all this fruit falling off trees in my yard, and I hope the same for everybody who wants it. So I decided to have this Gulfport Tree Lovers Club And there's still some commotion. There's some commotion going on out there that needs to stop. These people are so commotive. Did I just make a word up?
You did.
Commotive?
You did.
Is it like combative?
Combative, like a commotive.
Yeah, combatively emotive, commotive. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, so I have this thing called the Gulfport Tree Lovers Club, just where we pick pictures of big trees, and it's an imaginary club, really. So this is a song about the imaginary Gulfport tree lovers. Now, we're a fine group of folks at the Gulfport tree lovers.
Tree huggers.
That's right. Taking my lover to the annual supper of the Gulfport Tree Lovers Club, where all you got to do to be a member is swear that you love a tree too. All you got to do to be a member is swear that you love a tree too. Yep, they have annual suppers and weekly outings to admire magnificent trees. That's how I found myself standing with the egrets, admiring a mangrove swamp. Now I know some people in the club, they like that. They like to get down and dirty with the trees, but not me. I like to get real fancy, and I got a fancy Nikon camera, and that's how I think, because wine beneath the stars in my backyard, that's really more my style. Get out my camera, take photos of the owls in the live oak tree. Oh yeah. But we accept all kinds in the Tree Lovers Club. Some people are picture people and some people are swamp people. But I tell you, when there's a tragedy, we all stand together, hang our heads in sorrow when a hurricane took that yummy tree. Yes, we're sure grateful for the ones left standing. Oh, they shade us on the market. Yeah, Daddy, on Tuesday. I love them. We're grateful for them trees that are still standing. Well, I want to tell you all something. This is big news. So excited. I am the star of the Gulfport Tree Lovers Club. There's a photo I took, got in the papers, made me the star of the Gulfport Tree Lovers Club, where all you have to do to be a member is swear that you love a tree too. All right, everybody, all you got to do to be a member is swear that you love a tree. I swear I love a tree. I swear I love a tree.
I swear.
Welcome
Often
to-
and hardly.
Yeah. Welcome to the Gulfport Tree Lovers Club. Yeah, that's what it is. I'd like to invite my friend Duke up here to the Duke, you want to be on this side of me?
No, it's fine.
Is that going to be all right? Are we going to leave Nena up here on the stage?
Yep.
Okay, just checking.
Just don't let my
Yeah,
guitar
that's right.
be
I'll
done.
jump up and leave when the time comes. When you really get that machine rocking, I'm going to get up. Now, is that going to be in your way like that?
Nah, I think
You're feeling pretty good about
I
it.
think pretty good.
Well, Duke,
So, here we are.
here we are. Now, you never actually met my mother, but I remember that you did a very nice thing for my mother, which was as she got older, she couldn't walk. That was the problem. She was fine in her mind. She couldn't see to read, and she couldn't hear to listen to anything much. And she was pretty much stuck in a chair a lot of the time. And so she had a little table next to her. But when the phone would ring, it was all the way over there, and she couldn't see it and this and that. And so you built a little table for the phone to sit on that would swing over in front of her, because with her poor hearing, they would sometimes type out the words on the, it was horrible. It was a bad system because she couldn't receive. But anyways, you made that little thing for her. They would swing the phone in there in front of her, and then when she hung up the phone, she could push it out of the way. So there you go. I still remember that.
I just remember reminding me of that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd forgotten about it.
Well, I hadn't. I kept that in my mind. And I'm going to send you home with some fruit too. I know that you have some at your own house. Anyways, you been doing any songwriting?
Actually, I haven't written anything in the last 3 years. So maybe I'm retired. I don't know. But I thought we could just talk about how you go about this situation of songwriting, since people don't do it every day.
Yeah. Well, I guess everybody has a way, but how do you go about it?
Well,
but he don't go about it this year. And then there's that. What do you call that? Writer's block.
It's a writer's block, I guess. Right now, there's random ways to go about it. Sometimes you just stumble across something funny. Like I was reading a Hooters calendar one day. They got the little things and the messages in the word.
The Hooters calendar. He was looking at the Hooters calendar, reading it, mind you.
And it's like on October 29th, somebody had said, one of these days I'm going to drink her pretty.
Drink her pretty. Like drink enough so that she becomes pretty. Yeah. Drink her pretty.
And so you come up with a song something like, well, I got a girlfriend, she ain't good looking, but I guess you do. Kind of old ladies, you ain't good at cooking, and a Hooters ain't a meal for two. So she makes me laugh when I feel like crying, she's still here with my blues. One of these days I'm gonna drink her pretty, and then know what I do. So that's one way you do it. And it's best to write about things just like if you're writing a book, or your best authors that write the books write about stuff that they know about. Have you ever read somebody, he's in this big mystery novel and he's going to shoot somebody with a gun and they don't even know what a freaking gun is,
Oh right, they use the term like they're holding it wrong or they're cocking it backwards or whatever.
That's not the way to do things, but it's best, and that's one reason I write a lot of coal mining songs, is because I spent 12 years in the mines in West Virginia doing the hard life there. So, and it got to be bad. Reagan got in office and he started shutting down coal mines and pushing oil. So, a lot of jobs going away. So I headed for Florida, and I voted for Reagan the next time because he got me out of West Virginia and the coal mines. But someday you just think about back where I come from. It was the Tug River Valley. Williamson is the name of the town, and it's the county seat. And its motto was, it was the heart of the $1 billion coal field.
Heart of $1 billion coal field.
Yes, but.
And what year was that?
That was like in 1960s, 70s.
Yeah, we weren't talking billions of dollars. I mean, we didn't hear
today
billion
you
that
can't buy
often.
breakfast for $1 billion. That was big money talking back then. But I got to thinking about that in the train yards there. And the train yard met up in Williamson, and about the tracks was like about 10 or 20 wide or something, and they just stacked with coal cars and coal. But now it's all rusty roads, all empty, just like the Michelle shop song. But I started thinking about that, and then once you come up with a good, excellent hook line, this one comes about the second or third line of the song, and it goes from a tug river valley, I see, where the black horse flow, from a tug river valley, how the black horse flow, 100-ton cars, 800 cars long. And this is the line that made the rest of the song, I think. It was ducked by men, gave the lungs in their life, making rich men richer, making widows a wife. Oh, you build America. So, I just thought that song took their lungs in their lives and widows and wives. I thought that was pretty excellent. So that made me proud of that song. And then sometimes you could, I used to live on a sailboat, so I thought a lot about sailing and the people that did the sailing. And I was reading a book about people and that sailed around the world, and here I think is my favorite way to do something is just take somebody else's shit. This is a story about Josh Lowe. Oh, here's me back in the day.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
And here,
If you want to hold those up for us, as long as we've already put you to work, let her get through her.
this is a story about Josh Lowe. He was the first guy who sailed solo around the world. He did it in 1884.
Right,
something
he
like
was the
that.
first person to sail solo around the world. Okay.
And so I'm reading a book about this stuff, and it goes, Josh Slocum sailing straight through the Strait of Magellan and filling the fellowship of the great seaman who had passed that way before was less alone than when he had to face the charges of the trackers in Sydney, Australia, and that certain Jersey town. It is well over half a century since that flinting Nova Scotian hove up over the horizon in his 37-foot spray with the rough notes of a 46,000-mile voyage sailing around the world. In a gaff-rigged 37-foot sloop with a 14-foot beam, he had resurrected for $560 and less than $2 cash in his pocket. The man had worked himself up to over the bows to command clipper ships at 26 stood out from Boston, bound around the world. The high points of the voyage are too well known to repeat here, except for a few words on the aloneness of Slocum's dialogue with the sea when he was talking to the moon and singing away to the porpoises and seabirds. Captain Josh reminds us of another lovely song about Alexander Kirk. And here, it was not long before the thought came to me that when I was a lad, I used to sing, why not try that now? You should have seen the porpoises leap as I sang Johnny Boker, and we'll pay Darby Doyle for his boots. At Apia, Western Samoa, where solitary ocean voyagers were totally unknown, the gregarious islanders couldn't believe that Slocum had come so far along. Yeah, the girls swam out to his boat, and they couldn't believe it.
Girls would swim out to your boat.
Yeah, and they said, Talalafi means love to you, chief, said the three young Samoan girls who paddled out in a small canoe. Yes, answered Slocum, I love you too. You man come alone? Yes. I don't believe that. You had other mans and you eat them on your way. To hear you ladies sing. Why did you come here? To hear you ladies sing. Oh, Talalafi. And so, you know, that's just a couple pages out of a book. And I
Are
turned
you
it
gonna
into
sing? Are you
this.
gonna sing the whole song?
Yes,
I'm
I-
gonna get down.
Okay.
No. I mean, I love.
This will be the conclusion on how you write songs.
Yes, well, that's exactly it. I like to give you a little bit of actual space for yourself when you're singing because I could be over here twitching or something, distracted from your. Whoop! Already having a hard time getting this to go on there for you. There you go. That should work.
Well, here, you Josh, you blue water sailing, travel the ocean like a wild bird flying. May you always have a trade wind to take you to a safe harbor waiting. At the end of the ride, our safe harbor waiting. At the end of the ride. I can play better. In a gaff-rigged sloop, it was little less than 12 meters. You had a draft, it was shallow, and a beam it was wide. I left Boston Harbor on a late summer morning. $2 in his pocket, and a whole lot of pride. $2 in his pocket, and a whole lot of pride. And he turned her nose south and just kept on sailing. He found round the world, this lone voyager. Take true to Straits of Magellan. They circled St. Anne, cause he was there. They circled St. Anne, cause he was there. Now Samuel Island, all they finally did land her. Samuel girl swam out to his boat. Said, why do you travel so far along, sir? Well, he said, I just came here. Hear your sweet song. Oh, I know I just came here. Hear your sweet song. And a dolphin jumped high at the St. Johnny Boker. We'll pay while we hold his boots. For his 6,000 miles later, all the journey was over. But he said he'd keep sailing till he was through. Oh, he said he'd keep sailing till he was through. True to his word, when he left Boston Harbor, never to be seen, heard from again. Said he just wanted to feel the deck roll beneath him, and a sail be blowing in a fair with wind. Not a sail she be blowing in a fair with wind. You, Josh, you flew on sailing, traveled the ocean like a wild butterfly. May your home have a great wind take you to safe home free. End of the ride, out of safe home free. At the end of the ride, at the end of the ride.
Take a bit from
Take
here.
it 2 pages out of a book and you turn it into a song.
Yeah.
Well, writing a song, you're trying to tell the story of a whole book, a whole novel in about 3 or 4 verses. And you have to throw away a lot of things, condense a lot of things, and pick out the stuff.
You're
that
done.
really
You're
means.
done. Yeah, well, he's taking. You're done. No more.
No, I'm done.
He's done.
Sorry,
Okay. All right. Well,
That's it. Sit on
I'm gonna give you some of these things. We'll hand them out. So you're not gonna leave right away.
No.
Okay. Hey, you want to eat one of these before you go?
Oh, sure.
There you go. Have a flower. I always like to acknowledge all the different little things you can eat. Now this is this butterfly pea, and it's really good for your brain. You can dry it and make tea out of it. And then there's these cute little guys from around the corner, the little cherries. Does anybody out there want to try one?
Yeah.
Here you go. Pass them around the back there. All right. I guess we're getting to getting towards the end of the show. Would you hand me a piece of chalk, someone? And can I get you to come back up here and sing "Carry My Rain" in a bushel basket with me? And play it. I want to add to this. Happy birthday, B-Day. I want to put her name here because I don't know why. It's important to me. So there you go, our guest.
All right.
Go ahead and sit down here and I'll hook you up with this.
That's really sweet.
This is, well, like I say, and thank you, Jeannie, because literally, like a month and a half from now, I'd go, oh, darn, I forget Nena's birthday, and I wouldn't probably have known that it would have been her 100th, so I thank you for that. And speaking of songwriting, there was a friend of mine had written this great song about keeping his heart in a mason jar, and I thought, oh, that's so great, like, what a great line, why didn't I think of that? And then I thought, well, I want to write a song like that, but I wasn't going to sing about a mason jar because, you can steal people's idea. I could have. So I started thinking like, well, you got mason jars and shovels and pickaxes. Oh, and bushel baskets. You got those. And then it started raining. And so I had the chorus, carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry the sunshine too. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, but let the sun shine through. I had that part for a while, and I really liked that part. And basically, that was because I had heard a song about a mason jar, heart in a mason jar. And then there was this lovely fiddle player, Elan. He was an amazing man and interesting person. And I was talking to him one day, and I said, I got the beginning of that little song in A, carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry the sunshine too. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sun shine through. So I had that part, and I thought that was so good, but I was like, couldn't figure out what the song was about. And so I happened to run into Elan, and he said, well, that's what you got. Tell me what you don't have. And I went home and wrote that song in 20 minutes after I got home. And then it was would you all like to sing Carry My Rain in a Bushel? Come on up. Anybody wants to sing Carry My Rain in a Bushel basket, they're welcome to, just like the old days, they're welcome to join us up here. That's it. You want to come too? Might as well. I mean, if anybody wants, I mean, come on, sister. Might as well join us. And so we got to singing this song. This used to be a Gulfport favorite. It's really a Gulfport song, but it doesn't say the word Gulfport in it. So we got to scoot a little bit. Keep scooting. Are we in now? There we go. Everybody got to be in the story. All right. We've talked about all the different fruits and these beautiful flowers. It's funny because this was my mother's little cream picture from Paris back in the day, and so I feel lucky that Jeanne Houlton reminded me it was my mama's birthday, so we could have this 100th year celebration. So we're going to sing this song, and then we're going to be gone. So if anybody would like to leave a tip in the tip jar here, or you can become a Patreon. You can become a patron for free, or you can pledge money, or you can send me a Venmo or a PayPal if you'd like to support me. Please do. All right, are we ready? I'll get it. I promise. I wrote the song. Now I ought to know it. Oh, you know what else I heard here just recently? If you're feeling bad, just hum. Because when you're actually humming, your brain can't do anything else. Which kind of like, I don't know that. I think I did the whole note, didn't I?
I caught up with you.
Yeah. Don't jump freight trains when they roll by. I don't like the blues, I'll tell you why. I go downtown when I want to smoke. I'm treating life like a joke. Oh yeah, I'll tell you that little story. Because I used to stay with my mama and I'm liable to smoke from time to time. So that was the truth. I had to go downtown if I wanted to have any sort of smoking going on. She didn't approve. Don't jump freight trains when they roll by. I don't like the blues, I'll tell you why. I go downtown when I want to smoke. And I'm treating life like a joke. I won't go sitting in my neighbor's yard, cause he's gonna work mighty hard. Go downtown, but I don't wear shoes. Oh Lord, I don't sing the blues. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry the sunshine too. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sunshine through. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sunshine through. Won't get cross if you smile at me. I'll throw my troubles out to sea. Don't wear black or need a heart attack. We can be happy, how about that? Don't think much about what could go wrong. No one to sing about it in song. Look at you and shake my head. Ooh Lord, some people would be better off dead. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry the sunshine too. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sunshine through. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sunshine through. Freestyle vocals. My mom always did wish I put on some shoes. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry the sunshine through. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sunshine through. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sunshine through. Don't see Saturn when I look at the stars, but I know it's out there, so's Mars. I don't think much about the evening news. like toast. And I certainly don't care who you hate the most. I don't care how it's always been done. You could give in but still have a little song. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry sunshine too. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sunshine through. Everybody. Carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket, carry my rain in a bushel basket, let the sunshine through. Yeah, you always gotta let your light shine through. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. I think it'll be like the 7th of July or something, or 4th of July or 17th. Well, anyway, 2 weeks from today. Thank you all so much. Yay!
Happy birthday, Nena.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Nena.